The goal of GGDI and 7 Gens is to bring back our Mother Earth back to her original beauty and save humanity from the worst part of itself. We're going to make money in the system many ways, and one will be on the sale of our recycled material and finished products. I have built in a 10% tie that will enable us to assist developing countries become developed. Developing Countries Startup, or DCS money, will purchase from Canadian industry the equipment to build their processing plants. This will be described throughout the textbook for better understanding. I am only mentioning it to make sure you're familiar with many topics and elements within the GGDI and 7 Gens, and each part is to help complement the other. When you're looking at the diagram for the 10% tithe, you will notice that there's black lines on the top and yellow on the bottom. The black lines relate to the developed countries' investments into research and development and cutting-edge technology, i.e. our processing plants. And then, of course, you'll see the yellow lines through our tithe will enable developing countries to access that research and development and technology without having to invest in these areas during their startup phases. Greed is Destroying Us, published by Oxfam International, January 17, 2022. The 10 richest men doubled their fortunes in pandemic while the incomes of 99% of humanity fall. A new billionaire minted every 26 hours as inequality contributes to the death of one person every 4 seconds. The world's 10 richest men more than doubled their fortunes from $700 billion to $1.5 trillion at a rate of $15,000 per second, or $1.3 billion a day during the first 2 years of the pandemic that has seen the incomes of the 99% of humanity fall and over 160 million more people forced into poverty. If these 10 men were to lose 99.999% of their wealth tomorrow, they would still be richer than 99% of the people on this planet. They now have 6 times more wealth than the poorest 3.1 billion people. Inequality is contributing to the death of at least 21,000 people each day, or one person every 4 seconds. This is a conservative finding based on deaths globally from lack of access to healthcare, gender-based violence, hunger, and climate breakdown. Published in a new brief, Inequality Kills by Oxfam, ahead of the World Economic Forum's Davos agenda. At a rate of 15,000 per second, or 1.3 billion a day during the first 2 years of the pandemic that has seen the incomes of 99% of humanity fall and over 160 million more people forced into poverty. I just want you to repeat that from the mentioned article and let it sink in when you read those words, and read them a couple times. This much greed from the 1%. When workers are fighting for a livable wage, benefits, and pensions is criminal. So when the corporate world says that it can't afford to pay livable wages but pays itself 200% plus of the average worker, we need to say that we can't afford their kind of math. That we, the 99% of the world, need to demand and support a plan that will infuse its profits back into the people of the earth. This plan is the opposite of the current system, the one that we are used to, but we need to open our mind regarding a plan that is the exact opposite of the current one. It would be different if the corporate world was using their wealth responsibly, but instead their greed is destroying our world. It is time for the 99% of us to have a say in our future, for our children to have good paying jobs with pensions and benefits. Time for us to accept the hard and painful feelings that come with change and learn to do things differently. If we don't change the system completely, our Mother Earth will be pushed beyond her breaking point. GGDI and 7 Gens is a financial system that will provide the funding to offset the inequities that shorten human lives and increase pain and suffering. The goal is to ensure that all living life forms benefit from our investments and that humanity will become keepers of the world that we were supposed to be. When designing the system, I wanted to ensure that we were meeting not only our environmental needs, but our social, spiritual, physical, and mental health, so that we can become the best versions of ourselves. Because untreated and unresolved trauma will have lasting effects on the world, and investing in social programs will heal the wounds that we see around us. I want to thank you for listening, and if you are interested in saving our shared Mother Earth, please like and follow us on Blue Sky, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and on our YouTube channels at Sammy71Earth, at Global Green Democracy Initiative, and at 7 Gens. You can get involved by signing up for our newsletter when it is up and running in the near future, 2025, and subscribe to our pages, 7 Gens and at Sammy71Earth. And last but not least, you can purchase my textbook or instruction manual to heal humanity and our world, the Global Green Democracy Initiative, and follow along on our videos simplifying the chapters in the textbook. Please do all of the above so that we can win this battle to save our shared Mother Earth for all. Thanks again.